Hello everyone, and welcome to the show called Wisdom of Sage, which in truth does not contain any kind of wisdom. This show will be about me rambling something about some game. Well, you've seen the title, so you know what this video will be about, and the game in question for the second episode of this show is Digimon Survive. The game was just released actually today is the day when I'm making this video, and also the day that the game was released. So nothing much here in this video. I'll just be going through my first impressions and opinions about the game after playing it a while. So without further ado, here we go. Alright, so here comes a little bit of unscripted ramble after playing Digimon Survive. Maybe 2-3 hours, I don't know, something like that, couple of hours. I played through the prologue and a chapter. I started the first chapter or part 1, whatever it was called in the game. So I don't know, as I said, I haven't scripted this, so let me just talk about you know, just my first impressions about the game itself. And well, I must say first thing first that it is mostly what I was kind of expecting. So that it's really story based, and it's really like the most important thing pretty much naturally, and it is really dialogue heavy as well. I was kind of predicting that. I didn't know maybe that it was going to be this much, but I was still kind of prepared for it. Though it a little bit surprised me how many of the voice lines, for example, are voice acted even and everything, so that was a positive surprise, even though I was still a little bit caught off guard that there was actually much more dialogue than I was maybe prepared to begin with. And the game seems to be going pretty slow pacedly, at least in the beginning, but that just might be the beginning part of the game. We will see once you know, you progress more in the game, that how it actually turns out. But I mean, after a couple of hours I felt it was maybe a little bit slower paced than I was first anticipating. But I mean, the story is really interesting, so I have like no problem with this what is it called? You know, that where you are just reading through, listening through a bunch of story and just clicking through, you know. It's a lot of like just press enter to continue the dialogues, and also there's a little bit like clicking the screen where you can interact with the characters at some points, and you know, just click through what is on the background and stuff like that, so that a little bit creates interaction, even though it's not much. But as the story is progressed, it's mostly just, you know, press enter to continue. But yeah, as I said, the voice acting is nice. I'm happy that there's a lot of voice lines voice acted. So it's still pretty chill to see through. It's almost like watching an anime, honestly, like a Digimon anime. It feels pretty chill and fun, in a sense, when you don't think of it as too much of a game and more of a, you know, just a storytelling. But I mean, and even though it's not the most animated thing, I think it's still pretty smooth how, you know, the characters talk, and there's a little bit of animations, they feel pretty natural, the backgrounds look nice, the music is actually really good in this game, I enjoyed that a lot also, so it's pretty okay to what I was expecting. Maybe a little bit different, but mostly still more positive than negative, I guess you could say. So yeah, that's pretty much about the, you know, how the story is progressed. And apparently you can still pause the game anytime you want. Check out the menus and save the game pretty much at any spot, and exit the game anytime and then jump back right in. I think you need to really test that out, that how does that work exactly, but still it feels like you can pretty easily hop out and back in whenever you want, so that is, I think, a rather good thing. And then of course the other part is the combat in this game. As I said, so far the game has been so story heavy and dialogue heavy that there hasn't been much of a combat. There's a slight tutorial on the very beginning of the game, and on the prologue there is also kind of a continuation tutorial for that after a while. But after I progressed more, I was able to get this free battle option from the menu, so that I could go and fight freely against enemies, which helped out me to test more about the combat, and of course it was nice to as well to notice that how freely you can choose your team. Of course, at the moment there's not much of a team to gather from the Digimon I have collected in the game, but it's still a good thing to find that you can pretty easily there test out different Digimon, you know, get levels and experience for them as well from there, and items of course, and new Digimon. That seems to be a thing that works from the free parallel option. I like the strategy thing. It's kind of a XCOM-ish, just a tiny little bit, I would say, you know, in the sense that you move in a grid and the position matters, where you attack the enemy from, where the enemy attacks you from. Do you attack, do you defend? There's this talk mechanic which actually seems pretty Digimon related pretty well, that you can talk to your partner and they will boost you up. Makes sense. That's what the Digimon is a little bit all about. Haven't tested out the Digivolution yet, haven't that got far in the game yet, so can't really say about anything about that yet. Looking forward to it though, but you know, we'll see how it goes. The choice-based mechanic, I haven't really noticed. I think my choices have affected the story a bit. I noticed that when at some point when there are like 3 choices to make, one of them is highlighted as green, one of them is highlighted white, one of them is highlighted as red. So I assume those are the moral decisions you do. So like probably things that affect the Digivolution of the Agumon. That is like the main Digimon in this game. So I assume that the green one is like the good choices that would lead to Greymon line, and then the white one would be the neutral line that would lead to Tyrannomon, and then the red one would be the virus line that will lead to, I'm not even sure if I'm correct, but I believe Taskmon. Not 100% sure about that, that's just something I've heard on the interwebs. At the moment I'm like hunting for myself the virus line, but I don't know if I'm on the right track or not. I guess I will find out at some point. But yeah, this is just kind of a first impressions. The game seems good. It is kind of what I was expecting myself. I'm looking forward to what will it bring up in the future one when I get more progress in the game, and we will see how it goes then. Yeah, so there you go about my first impressions of this game. If you want to see Digimon Survive material on this channel, let me know in the comments. Meanwhile, if you want to see more Digimon stuff from me, I have a full playthrough here on this channel about the Digimon story Cyber Sleuth the Hacker's Memory. So go check that out if you are hungry for more material, if you are hungry for more me and you know more Digimon stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this one. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you're new to here, remember to subscribe. And as always, I will see you with the future videos. But for now, it's a bye bye.